Welcome to our Clarity with Candus call. This is something I've been kind of ruminating on for a while, actually, and post on social media. We came up with, this was one of the, we had like a few different titles. We're going to do like tune up, Clarity with Candus, and you guys voted on social. If you don't follow me on social, you should, because we do all kinds of fun stuff there and you get to vote on things like this. So we came up with Clarity with Candus, and my goal is if you guys love it, which you can let me know at the end, maybe it's something that we will do, like maybe monthly or something, where you guys can submit and you guys get to see me like review books. So you have to let me know at the end, did you enjoy it? And it's something you want to do. It's just fun to me. It's fun to like take the time to look at books, give suggestions, recommendations, and thought you guys get to kind of watch who I am and hang out with me more. Would be fun. So there it is. Happy Friday. If you're catching the replay, hello. Sorry you missed it live, but we recorded it for you. Okay, so I'm gonna do what I always do. So you guys are just gonna hang out with me. Sound good? We're gonna pull from the Life Loves You deck. This is something that I love doing on all of my workshops. Part of one of the benefits of QuickBooks Simplified is I do live classes, and we always pull a thought of the month. So, wanna do that? That's where we're gonna start. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're doing this. You're an amazing teacher. Thank you for your welcome card. You're welcome. You guys, it's funny because I don't know how much, if everybody realizes how much I love what I get to do. Like I really think of it as a privilege to have an opportunity to help people with their QuickBooks. This is a free experience. And if you want to help clean up your mistakes or those types of things, I will talk about QuickBooks Simplified a little bit later because we have enrollment open right now. So if you guys are like have questions about that, feel free to pop those in as we do it, but also share about that at the end. So if you need help cleaning up, you can. But in the meantime, let's just hang out together. Sound good? If you don't have a microphone, but you submitted, so what we did is we did our Clean Up QuickBooks workshop, just for context. Let me give you a little context. We did our Clean Up QuickBooks workshop. We had an opportunity that some of you could upgrade to Backstage Pass, which gave you some extra bonuses, but one of them was to get priority access on this call for me to look at your books. And I wanted to spend about 5 minutes per person and just see like, I'm not going to clean up everything with you, right? Because that's what we do inside QuickBooks Simplified, but I'm going to teach you how to review books, what I look for, and maybe give you some strategies on like things I see in your books that I think you could improve. And my goal is to do that in like 5 minutes or less per person who pre-submitted that they wanted it. And if we have some time, we'll do some people who are here live as well. We'll see how the time works out. So that's kind of what I'm planning. And then I thought I'd spend like 10 or 15 minutes kind of talk about QuickBooks Simplified towards a little later. Sound good? Any questions about that? It's for both desktop and online. I teach both, and QuickBooks Simplified covers both. Our focus in QuickBooks Simplified is all about cleaning up mistakes. Mistakes from years ago, current mistakes, and then also kind of like what's happening that you need to know about. For example, in April, this month, we talked about, this is still April, depreciation. January, we do 1099 updates, things like that. So it's kind of like, what do you need to know about what's going on, or how to clean up your books? All right, so let's start. Let's pull our thought of the day. What are we meant to hear? It's just a little like what to expect. I will tell you, I have a slide to grab a pen and paper, but I highly recommend still doing that because there'll be like little random things that I share. That's what I hear a lot from our like community and people who come to our calls is like, you're always just dropping little things. So you never know what I'm going to say because it depends what questions come up. All right, our thought is, I am flourishing. It's a little flower. It's like a good spring vibe. Imagine your income expanding easily and effortlessly. Trust that all of your material needs are being met by the universe. Or for some of you, you might want to fill in universe with the word God, depending on what your belief systems are. All right. So that's our thought for the day. I love it. It's a good Friday vibe. The reason that I love to pull thoughts of the day is because the more you focus on, and this is one of the things I teach, is that the more you focus on what's working, being grateful, you'll find more of that in your life. Because like whatever you focus on, you bring more of it in. So we tend to have a high vibe and positivity with practical how-tos as well. So let's start. We're going to start with the people who are on our Backstage Pass and pre-submitted that they wanted. If you would love to share your books, if we have time, go ahead and type a 1 in, and Brandy will start creating a little, Brandy is here, she's part of Team Candus. She's going to create a little list, okay? Rebecca, you don't even need to do it because you pre-submitted. I got Rebecca, B, Leslie, Aaron, and Kimberly, S, you are the 4 who pre-submitted. Okay, so you're in. You don't have to worry about it. But let's go. I love for you to help us. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna just kind of like look at your books, and I'm gonna look at maybe your profit and loss and balance sheet, and you have to be okay. One thing to know, just a disclaimer, is this is a public call, right? So we're choosing that people are looking at stuff. We're not gonna look at employees. We're not gonna look at but we could look at your profit and loss, and if things are off, or you're like, I'm not sure about how my chart of accounts looks, or like, I don't know what this means. Like, I'm cool. Let's look at it. That would be fun. I think so. Okay, Rebecca. I'm going to come to you. I can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, you're good. Do you want to share your screen?
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I'm on a radio show. I'm like, what is your, please, caller, what is your question? We're golden.
Okay.
So you have a journal entry. Is your question more about how do I fix this, or is your question more about why is this happening?
Well, I'll go in and clear out. I mean, I've been doing this for probably close to 40 years.
Nice.
And so I have a very long time on my QuickBooks. And I'll go ahead and close and finish everything. And then all of a sudden, I have stuff from 2012, 2014, 2016 showing up. I have no idea how they show up there.
Okay.
And I don't know how, like, I've got this journal from 2014.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a loan from 2012.
Yeah.
Another journal, and those are showing up, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with those.
Okay, great. So inside QuickBooks Simplified, we walk you through step by step, but if you just click on one of them, so let's click on the negative 4,830.57. So just so you guys know, the people who pre-submitted, we did send them a document that walked them through Zoom, but it's a little different. So it's always like, no matter how much you think you know until you do it, it's a little bit uncomfortable. So be patient with it. All right, double click on the left side where it says journal entry below the 42. That will allow you guys to open the screen. So this is desktop. So if you're going, this looks so different than my QuickBooks. If you're an online user, it's going to look a little different. The concepts are the same, but they're different. So what happened is someone came in, and so this journal entry is that Brace Enterprises didn't pay you. And so someone wrote off their invoice. They did a journal entry to create bad debt. That's what this journal entry is. Did you know that? Okay, the question would be that you want to research is there are no current invoices for Brace Enterprises. So what did someone do with the invoices that collectively made up $4,830.57? Do you already know the answer to that question, or is that something you need to research?
No. Well, I'm a one employee, one owner operator. I don't have anybody that does all this. Is just stuff that the accountants told me to do. Doing my tax prep. So I don't know anything about me. This is just stuff the my previous accountants put in my system.
So the first step is take a breath. I'm here to support you. So there's a feeling that you're like, I don't know, I haven't. That's okay. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to walk you through it. But breathe. Okay. So the first step is, did at one point Brace owe you money and didn't pay you and you had to write them off?
No, I'm Brace. That's my company.
Oh, okay, then they definitely did this wrong. So what should be there is the person who you wrote off their bad debt for. That's the number one big mistake that got done. So Brace is your company, should not be the name on the right. So if you click where it says Brace Enterprises, click there. Click on the drop down on the right.
Okay, yeah.
What should have been there is whomever you were actually writing off bad debt for. Now, what I teach inside QuickBooks Simplified is there's different ways to write off bad debt. So let's talk about bad debt. This is actually something I teach, but I think it's good for all of you to learn. Are you a cash or an accrual-based business, Rebecca?
I do cash, I believe.
Okay, so if you do cash, you should never have done a bad debt write-off to begin with. So let's talk about how this works. So this is where I'm like, guys, grab your pen and paper because there's like notes to learn. So the way bad debt works in accounting in general is you guys create invoices and your customers pay you later. There are two ways in accounting to track sales for tax purposes, but also in QuickBooks, right? So accrual-based means that I'm going to pay taxes whether or not my customers ever pay me, or if it's a nonprofit, my donors ever pay me. Does that make sense, Rebecca? Cash basis is I only pay taxes, income tax specifically, when my customers pay me. So there's two types of accounting. There's accrual, which is I pay taxes, income tax, whether my customers pay me or not. The moment I invoice them, it's income to me. Or there's cash basis, which is the moment my customers actually pay me, it's now income to me. Does that concept make sense to you? And the rest of you, let me know in the chat too. Does this make sense? Okay. So what a lot of people don't know is if you have somebody who owes you money, but they never pay you, that in accounting is considered bad debt. You could not collect it. Now, typically, we only write off bad debt if we're an accrual-based business because we only claimed it on our profit and loss as income if we were an accrual-based business to begin with. If you're a cash-based business, it was never income to you because they never paid you.
It didn't show up. It didn't show up in your deposit.
Right, it never showed up on your profit and loss as income. So what I teach inside QuickBooks Simplified when we're talking about cleaning up customers is, are you accrual or cash-based business, and how we clean up bad debt, and is bad debt truly never really exists for cash-based businesses unless one thing, you collect sales tax. Because for most states, they want sales tax paid on accrual-based, even though your income taxes are on cash basis. So we take sales tax into consideration, but outside of that, all cash-based businesses, if your customers do not pay you, it's truly not bad debt for you. So what's interesting is that your accountant gave you a bad debt journal entry, but they didn't explain to you properly how to do it. So if someone owed your business bad debt, if we did this journal entry, we would need to put the amount that customer owed you, and we would need to put that customer on the right side in QuickBooks, or it will never clean up. Is this making sense?
Okay. Yes, I think what happened is this was more of a loan or some kind of something that I paid up front for something, and it wasn't, like I said, this is back from 11 years ago. I really don't remember at this point.
It's okay. So there's ways we can still clean this up. And probably what I would do and what I would teach you in QuickBooks Simplified to do is I would do a reversing entry. So it's like this entire entry, I would just have you filed? So one of the factors, I'm trying to teach you guys how I think. So that's why I want to do this class, like learning how I think, how I look at books. Have you filed tax for 2025?
No. I have not.
Okay, so you would clean this up. What I walk through you could watch the customer cleanup training in QuickBooks Simplified, but you would do a reversing entry, this exact same entry, but the opposites, the debits and credits would go on the opposite side. You'll see there's a button called reverse, but you would date it either January 1st, 2025 or December 31st, 2025. And then you need to match them, and that's how you'd clean this one up. You'll keep Grace Enterprises on the right, and that will allow you to match the two together to remove it.
Okay.
Because this entry was never done right to begin with from 2015, 2016. Because truly uncollectible should have been handled differently, and then it should have gone directly to each individual customer, just so you know.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. But I probably can go back further. I have a CPA who got arrested and has all my data going back 10 years, and I have no accounts to do any of this fixing. So she hasn't filed any of my returns since 2023. So
okay, so you could go back to 2023.
I would 2023, yeah.
Yeah, what I'd recommend you do is learn how to do. Are you wanting to take on your own books? Is that your goal moving forward?
Well, I've been doing it for 40 years. I just don't know. I don't know what stuff comes up in there when they tell me what to do before I print a report for my. I mean, this has probably been in here. I don't know how long.
Since 2016, probably when you did it, or they did it.
Well,
I'm done the journal entry. Yeah. The thing is what I say in QuickBooks Simplified is, and what I say in general, like in my training, is like it doesn't really matter why. The fact is, it needs to be cleaned up. Are we in agreement on that, Rebecca?
Yes.
Cool. So the reality is, I gave you exactly what you would do for this, but the step-by-step, if you want it, is in Simplified, is to click reversing and make it dated either January 1st, 23, if that's the year you haven't cleaned up your taxes yet, because I'm assuming you're going to get another tax professional, or you already have.
Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to find one right now.
Perfect. So we can teach you how to clean it
So
up,
here,
but this is just an example of why you would need to clean it up and how you would do it.
okay. So I just did. So I just clicked the reverse button.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did that and then changed the date of the reverse button.
Yeah, so the date would need to be January 1st, 2023 or December 31st, 2023. My goal today isn't to give you guys all how to clean up your mistakes, since that's what I teach in Simplified. And you're going to say, yes, that's okay. But then you're going to have to go and you're going to have to match the, so go ahead and close your screen. I wanted to also keep this about 5 minutes per person, so I want to make sure we honor the other people too. But now you'll see it balances out to 0, but most likely it hasn't matched the 2. So you need to go into your customer center and receive payments and look up that one, and you're going to see a charge and a credit. You're going to apply them together and it will zero it out. That will be the last step.
All right. I will. All right. Apply.
Yeah, so you go under customers, receive payments, and look up the one that they made that's your business name. And then you'll see both sides of it sitting in there. You're going to need to match those. And then that specific one has now been cleaned up. Keep it $0. You'll see that. You need to go up and apply your credits, because you'll have credits to apply. So where it says it right there, and you check mark it on the left. You have to check mark it on the left. Yeah, and click done. Change the date to 2023 as that payment date. Yeah. January 1st or December 31st, either way, and then you'll be able to match it. And that's one of those that's cleaned up. And yes. And then if you look at your report, it will no longer be on that one item, won't be on there anymore. When you refresh it, it'll be. So that's how you clean
Got
it.
it. Yep.
Yeah. But you'll need to do that for each individual one step by step. But that's an example of how it works. There you go.
All right.
But you got to learn, hopefully
Well,
you're welcome. Hopefully a lot of you took notes on like, oh, okay, so bad debt, if we're a cash-based business, should never exist. Like that's the kind of stuff I want you guys to also be thinking through, which is part of it, like learning how to clean up is also learning like what's proper strategy, which is a little bit what you were saying, Rebecca, like, well, but I don't even know what I should be doing. Well, part of it's like learning what's the proper way to write off bad debt or clean up some of these different things. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing your screen and check in and see if Leslie's here. So hopefully that was helpful for you to kind of like go, oh, okay, this is an example of what it looks like to have mistakes and an example of how to fix them. Yeah, seeing the fixes, yeah. The key is what a lot of people don't know is that you're gonna go in and Leslie, if you're here, Brandy, can you let me know? Just unmute and let me know if she's here. And can't tell. And then if we're good. But what was I going to say is what's some of the fixes, and how we do it online is a little bit different than how we do it on desktop. That's why in Simplified we have training for each. But what you'll notice is that it's not just the journal entry. It's like the research of why did it happen? What should have happened? Oh, well, we should never have picked your business as the customer. And we definitely should never have even done the journal entry, but it already happened, right? So there's like, okay, well, I could tell you that shouldn't have happened, but it did happen. And then, okay, how do we clean it up? So those are the phases of learning how to clean up properly. And a lot of times people are like, well, I just want to do the fix. But it's like, well, if we want to be in our guidance with IRS guidelines, you notice to ask specific questions like, have you filed taxes or not? All of those things are going to differentiate. That's why sometimes when I do my Clean Up QuickBooks workshop and somebody identifies a mistake, they're like, but I wanted you to fix it. I'm like, well, there's nuances to this, right? There's more. And that's why we have an entire community with step-by-step tutorials to teach you guys how to fix them, because there's nuances. Because if she would have said, I'm an accrual-based business, we would have done something a little bit different than cash. Is this making sense? How y'all feeling? Is that kind of fun to see? Let me know. Okay. Rebecca, I'm going to put you back in as an attendee. And
it doesn't appear that Leslie is with us.
Okay, then we will move on to Aaron. You're up next. And then Kimberly, if you're here with 2 E's. And then if not, then we'll go on to some other people who are here live. We'll do some more. And if you're like, I just don't even know if I have a mistake, show me what should be looking for. We'll do those too. Okay, Aaron, I'm coming to you. I realize I did not. Okay, there we go. Hi, Aaron. Did you end up calling in?
No, I should be on Zoom. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm just going to bring up my QuickBooks, and do you see it?
Not yet. Keep going. One more button, maybe.
Don't have, okay, let me just make this a little smaller. Okay, share. Okay, click the share. Then I'm on my QuickBooks. Share. Okay, is that better?
Yes. It's very zoomed in. Let me see if I can figure
Yeah,
out.
it is.
There we go. Okay, I was like, girl, too much, too close for me. Okay.
Okay, you got it smaller. It is
Yeah,
huge.
It's good now. Oh, another desktop. I love this. Okay, let's do it. So what's your question?
Okay, so your screen's in mine. But here, back on the 31st of 25, and I have not filed my taxes yet, I had a $3,000 deposit.
Okay.
But apparently I put it in as a payment, so a payment
Transfer.
and a deposit.
That's
I
the same
did go back
transaction.
and try and do the clearing or in the correction.
Yeah.
And it went out of my reconciliation, but it's still in my register and I can't balance.
Okay. Open up the transactions section. Show me what you got.
Okay, so I think it's this one.
Click on check, and that'll be how you, the CHK, that'll be how you open it.
And the one that they both cleared, yeah.
Okay, so you have it going to the same account twice. So you're saying the bank is Chase your checking account or your credit card?
Bank account.
Okay, and where did the money actually go? The $3,000?
We transferred it out of my other checking account, the Chase account.
Okay.
0090. Yeah.
Let me clarify. So you wrote the check from account number 2344 and it went to where?
Oh, no. Oh, maybe that's where I made the mistake. Okay,
Yeah,
because the
'cause you have
transfer
two-
came from
So you have,
9.
let me I don't have, do I have annotate on this? Hold on one second. I think I do. So see guys, what we're looking at is that you used, I know my circles get a little crazy when I have to draw by hand, sorry.
Yep.
But you have the
Okay.
same account twice. So because these are the same account, it's an in and an out. So the question is, where did the $3,000 actually go? What was it for?
It was a transfer from another account.
Business or personal?
Actually, for paying taxes, we wanted to have a separate account for paying taxes.
Okay, so do you have your other account in, you guys, you'll know, and Erin's worked with me for a long time. I'm not trying to cut her off. I just want to be like quick about our stuff.
I agree. Thank you.
Chart of accounts, do you have the other bank account in there? In your
Yes.
QuickBooks? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So go ahead and close the little X for a second. I just want to see, I saw that you had another 3,000 down below, and I wanted to know, is that the other transaction?
Yeah, so the other one here is the other one.
No, that's the same
This
one.
one was deposit. We want the deposit.
Okay,
I don't want the
that's
payment.
actually the same check. It's just both sides. Go down to, okay, you have one that says draw, but that's something else. Okay, so it's just in and out because you use the same thing. Can you go over to list chart of accounts and show me your secondary account? So it went from 2344 to another account, or it came from another account?
It came from 0090.
Okay, so double click on that one. Show me what you did in that account for the 3,000. It's in March, right?
Yeah, March of 25.
Oh, okay. Right there. So it says taxes transfer. Double click on the check and let's see where, because you put the account as transfer, which is not what we want. So we only need to put it in once.
Yeah.
So what is transfer? Click on the account called transfer.
Well, because I just transferred the money over to like make a deposit, so I'd have money in for taxes if I need to make a payment.
But you didn't do it correctly. I don't mean that. You know that about me by now. But if you go up here to click on banking, the function that you could have used that would have made your life easier, click there, is click on transfer funds, and it's from one bank account to another bank account. That's your optimal function. So now what you've done is you've created two checks. One check is from 0090 and went to transfer. And then in the Chase account that it actually went to, it's in and out. So it did nothing. So you have kind of mistakes in both accounts. So where it says transfer, if I was you, click where it says transfer, so not there. I mean on the bottom.
Right here.
See, the interesting thing is they both say cleared. So
Yes.
you've
Well,
already cleared it.
when
So
I
if
balanced it, yeah.
so all of you know, if she then removes that, it's going to mess up her reconciliation. We don't want to mess up her reconciliation. But if you haven't filed taxes, we can move and alter the account that was used. So go ahead and drop down that account. And then put it up to Chase, which is at the top. Your Chase bank account. Because it really wasn't another expense.
This one here.
Yep. Now what I could do is leave it on transfer there and then in the Chase do transfer and they would have washed each other. But this is really a better action.
That's what I was thinking.
So go ahead and click OK. Go ahead and click OK there. And then click your X or save and close, whichever way you want to do it.
Save and close.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we put it to the correct way it should have been done to begin with, like should have, but transfer would have been better. Yes is okay there. So now what's going to happen is you're going to go back. So this is your Chase account. It no longer, or the Chase 0090 where it came from. It's now going to the correct account. So go ahead and close this. Let's go back into the Chase account that you moved it to. And you should see 3 transactions in here now. You're going to see the $3,000 in, the $3,000 out.
Oh shoot, the screen. I wonder if I can move this.
Yeah, you can move the
There
Zoom.
we go. Put you way over here. Okay. All right. So we have the payment,
That's the
which
one
I
you
don't want.
You're going to have to
The
void that.
deposit I want. But where's the third one?
Scroll up. Go back and look at the other. Let me make sure we did it right. Go back and pull up the other account real quick. Let's just confirm that you saved it and that it went to the right account. Because I need to go to 2344. I didn't pay attention close enough to what you actually did. Double click on that.
I'm in September. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're okay.
331 right here.
You picked the wrong bank. You said 0090. You need to do 2344. So open up the 3000.
Well,
open it up.
oh, I thought
You're
it
okay.
transferred
You
it
did
out
the
of the
same thing.
0090
Open
to
it up.
2344.
Open it up.
This one?
The 3000. Yeah, you did the
The
same thing
deposit
with
one?
both accounts. Yeah, open it up. You want it to be the other account on the bottom. 23. Change it. Click on that. I didn't pay it. I should have been paid it.
That's
Yeah, you
okay.
want
And
that
up
one.
here should be 0090?
Yes, because you wrote it
Got it.
from 0090 and put it into 2344, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
So that's saying the check came from here. It's going there. Now click save and close. It'll fix it. I told you what to do, but didn't make sure you did. Okay, click yes. This is good. This is where you guys
I was
get
trying to
learn.
listen.
You do. It's okay. You're under pressure. There's people watching.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But see now,
Does make it crazy.
it's only
Okay,
in
now I
there
go
once. Now go back over. We'll do again.
to
Your other bank account.
right?
Yeah. You should see it in there 3 times. So you have the error one that you're going to void, and then you're going to have, or you can delete because it's your books.
1, 2,
And then,
3.
yep. So
you see, I
correct one?
voided it a couple times.
yeah, it's okay. That's good. So, but you need to now void the other one. So go ahead and go into the 3000. The one
Oh,
that's
which
wrong.
one am I going to void?
The one
This-
right below it
This
Yeah.
one here.
that you've already, yes. Double click on that.
And I'm going to void it.
Yeah, you're going to void it because it's wrong. Now it's going to make your beginning balance off, but you have in and an out. So you're going to just want to go in and do what I teach the cleanup reconciliation.
Yeah, and that's what I went and did.
You're
And
gonna
it
do
came
that
out
with
of my
this one.
reconciliation, but not my.
Yeah, you'll do that on the 2344 and everything will be fine. Go ahead and open this $3,000 one that's the error. You did void it, but then you re-added it because it says voided, but then the amount. You're going to want to go ahead and void it again. The reason we void instead of delete, if it's your own books, you can delete, but the benefit of voiding is it keeps track of what happened.
Yeah,
So
and your
show
notes.
them how you void it, and then
So I'm here though. I'm voiding it a little bit differently. How do I void it through here?
where it says delete, you just click down the drop down on delete and you click void. And
Then
then
save
hit
and
save and close. And
Oh.
the other, and you hit yes here. That's okay
Okay.
that you've reconciled. You're going to do the cleanup reconciliation. So one of the things I teach inside QuickBooks Simplified, keep the number, it's fine. It's just saying it's in there more than once. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
So now you'll notice both those are 0 and you only have the true $3,000. So it's corrected.
Okay. Much easier way. I did unreconcile, which I know you say not to do, but I did to try and trick the system. Don't do that.
It doesn't
I
work.
did the
So you're gonna want
reconciliation.
to, yeah, you're gonna want to go back in and do the cleanup reconciliation screen for this, which what that means is you just
Well,
use a current one. The
I
3,000 is gonna need it because you need to just check your reconciliation and you should be good, is what I'm saying. But I'm gonna move on, Erin.
Okay, I'll double check it because I took it out of the reconciliation, so it was gone, just not out of my register. That's what was weird.
But
So
it
I
will be
already,
there again now because you didn't have it correctly done. You had it
okay,
in and out, so it was showing twice, which was causing you problems. Now it's in both accounts correctly, speaking
okay,
to the other side. In the
okay. Now I'm
future,
just
do
going.
the transfer instead of a check, and it'll make your life easier.
I will do that. Thank you. I
And
didn't know.
don't create an account called transfer because you don't need that.
Okay, it's the regular banking account that it came out of. All
The account
right.
it came out of and the account it went into.
Okay, thank you. I knew you'd do it so easily.
Well, we had to do it twice because I wasn't paying close enough attention. You didn't pick the correct count, but
You're not
uh,
perfect, but you're awesome.
this is the reality too. Is this is part of real learning, guys? This is the reality of learning. Like you do it, and then you're like, wait, it's still not right, and then you're like, oh, didn't use the right account. But that's how you verify that you do things correctly. You need a check and balance system.
I am a person that you have to do. I'm not a person to kind of watch. I got to do it. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
what that's called is a kinesthetic learner. Everybody has different learning styles.
Oh, kinesthetic. New
Yeah,
word.
which is like a physical touch versus like a visual learner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong
Totally.
with that. Just different style learner. Okay,
Thank you. Do I just unshare or are you just going to take
I
me
already
out?
stopped sharing, so you're good. I'll put you back as an attendee. It's good to
Thank
have you
you.
here. You've been part of our community for a while, so it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. Thank you.
Okay, let's see if Kimberly's here. Brandy, yes, no, maybe so. Help me out. Um,
Not that I can see.
okay, good. So then we'll just go through your guys' questions that are here live. Brandy, the first person would be Brenda. I don't have a last name, but I'm assuming that would be Brenda. Brenda, you're up. We'll just do a couple people. We'll do lightning, and then we can talk a little about QuickBooks Simplified if you guys have questions. You enjoying this? Are you guys like to watch? I mean, I do this every month in our communities, but it's kind of fun to get to do for everybody. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Get to see like what's it like to hang out with me. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I gotta go back over and find Brenda. Hello, Brenda. All right, Brenda, is it Brenda? Just Brenda was the name? Brandy, is that correct? Because we have Brenda Underwood too.
It was just Brenda.
Not that you're just Brenda, but as far as names here are concerned, we're just confirming we got the right person. Brenda, I gave you access to be able to come over as a panelist. It looks like you called in, so I'm going to click Ask to Unmute. You might need to hit *6 on your side and go ahead and you can first tell us, do you want me to look at your books or do you have a specific question? You can share your screen. You can go down below here, click Share, pick your screen to share and click Share. Hi, Brenda.
Hello.
Welcome to today's call. I think it's so fun. I feel like I'm a radio host. Okay. Are you a QuickBooks desktop or online user? I'm kind of hoping online because we've been doing some desktop, but I'll take whatever. Cool. Oh, your desktop too? Great. What you're sharing looks like me.
Let me say, I'll say share.
Okay, we got it.
Okay.
Ooh, I love getting to see you
Got
guys have examples of exactly what I teach on my workshops. That's fun. Okay, what is your question,
Okay.
Brenda?
Okay. Is Karen Beatty?
Yep. All you need to do to make this clear out is to go into the payment screen and match them. So you're going to check mark
Okay.
her. You want to change, yes. So go to apply, auto apply payment up at the top. What that's going to do is going to bring up the journal entry that was probably used. What happened? Did it pull it open? Did you double click on the actual customer payment? Close this screen, close this, wait, is it,
Close without saving.
Close it out. We're going to do it again, but I want you to do it in a fresh receive payment screen. So click no.
No. Okay.
I want you to go up to customers, receive payments, put $0 because if you already have a credit and you already have a charge, you don't need to put money there. So it's going to be $0.
Okay.
Okay. When did you file taxes last?
We've already filed for 25.
Okay. So put in January 1st as the date in the date range, January 1st, 2026. Then I want you to click on click on discounts and credits.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any here. Okay, hit cancel.
Okay.
I see your invoice. Scroll down just a little bit. Okay, pull up your report again. I want to make sure that both sides are showing. So if you just go under window
Okay.
at the top, you'll
Okay.
see that you can just click on your open invoice report right there. Do you ever use that function? It's one of my favorites. Click refresh on a report on the upper right.
Okay.
I just want to make sure exactly what's happening. On your
Okay.
Oh,
I
because
need
it's a,
to explain to you, this was like a prepayment,
mhm.
and so we received the payment, and usually the invoice will come through,
Okay, but you did a
and
journal entry?
then we will do a refund, but we didn't ever ship it, so
Oh, okay, go
we
ahead and
just have to refund his whole money.
okay, open the journal entry. So is what you're actually saying is that you owe Karen the money?
No, I've already paid her the money. That's what this is for.
Okay,
Because it was in undeposited funds, because we do through Shopify and then import in. And that's how that transaction came over.
okay,
So I've already paid her the money, and
Okay.
I took it out of my undeposited because that's where it was.
So typically, if you weren't using Shopify and you were using QuickBooks the way it's meant to be used, like the software itself, what you would have done
Right.
is you would have opened up the payment and just refunded her from the payment screen as a payment instead of doing it through accounts receivable debit and then because accounts receivable debit actually is like creating an invoice. So accounts receivable increases with debits and is reduced with credits. So there's a few things to share with you guys. First, from what you said, all of you should know that are here or watching the replay that whenever you're doing, what was I going to say? Customers who pay you ahead of time, they give you like a deposit. Typically, if the deposit is refundable, you want to do that as a liability. So you should have a liability account for deposits that are refundable because it's not income to you until you've earned it. So if you ever have people who you're like collecting money, instead of going to accounts receivable initially, what would have been better is to go to the liability account. And then when you refunded her, you just took it out of the liability account in your bank account. It really should never have touched accounts receivable. So that's just like learning on proper strategy, right? So I teach two things. Like I teach our Commons QuickBooks program teaches how to use QuickBooks properly. QuickBooks Simplified teaches how to clean up. But part of the process of cleaning up is learning how to do it right. So just so you know, everybody know, in this situation, it really should never have gone to accounts receivable because until the money's earned, like until they buy something from you and they owe it to you in the future, it's not really accounts receivable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Brenda?
in Shopify, she bought the book. She bought the book, and so that book, what it does, we actually have two systems. She bought it in Shopify. It transfers to Fishbowl. That's where our inventory is kept.
Yeah, fish.
Those orders have to show up in there as we're waiting on that book to come in.
Mhm.
Then when that book comes in, then they ship it. So they pay for it first.
I
And
totally
so
get that.
it creates that sales,
Got it. But
sales invoice.
right, then it would be a sales invoice. Cool. So as far as cleaning this up, there's a few things to know. The way it was handled is just not quite proper accounting processes. That's all, which is not judgment, guys. Just so you know, like if I give you feedback like that wasn't handled right, it's not a judgment. I'm just trying to teach you how to do it right. Or explain to you why the software ends up having problems because it wasn't done right. So go ahead and click the X. So you went to accounts receivable and undeposited funds. And then when you did the deposit, did you reduce it by the $22.99 years ago in 2024?
Yes.
What would be better is to go straight out of like probably the bank account. Was it included in the like batch total and that's why you'd use undeposited funds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you double click on the payment, can you go ahead and open the payment again for me?
Mhm.
And just so you guys know, my goal for this class was actually not to teach you how to physically clean them up. It was to help you identify if you have mistakes on our Clarity with Candus. It's okay, but just so you guys know, that was my intention. So when you click on the journal entry sitting there, but it's not showing your actual customer payment at all. So did you double click on the customer payment, or did you double click on the journal entry? Just so I know. When you just double clicked, was it on the customer?
The first time it came up with the $22.99.
Okay, so just reopen it. So go ahead and put
the
the $22.99 back in there, and then go ahead and look at what the original date was. So what I was gonna have you do is do it in one. Actually, can you just hit revert on the bottom right? It'll just revert it for you. That'll be the easiest. Then you don't have to remember the date. So typically what we do is we if we're going to do the matching, which is what I had the first person do, this is the charge, this is the payment, but we match it in the current time frame. For you, it just never got matched in the screen. So just hit save and close and hit yes and hit yes and hit yes. And it will remove it.
Okay.
So for you, you had both sides. All you need to do is just check mark the payment or the journal entry, the charge at the same time to wipe it out for you. Because you had all the pieces, you just needed to check mark the little box. Does that
What
make sense?
about like this man? Let me show you what he looks like. He had an invoice and he prepaid 1,910 because that's how much his order was going to be.
Yeah.
And he paid me that money, but then he called and reduced his order. But I
Yeah.
already had his money.
So all you need to do to clean
So,
that up is just check mark the second invoice on the bottom, and it will it
Okay.
applies it against it, and then click save, and then and hit yes, and then it will remove that.
Okay,
Hit
and
yes.
then that takes care of that.
And then you hit
Okay.
yes again, like we did before, and it'll apply. So what happens is you have both pieces, but there are times where
Okay.
like that's not the only way to clean it up. That's why in Side QuickBooks Simplified, I'm like, this is how you do it when it's this scenario. This is how you can do it with that one. That one, you just apply the two together like we did.
Okay.
But all the rest
Okay.
of them still need to be like fixed because you have only one piece of them in there.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's see. Does anybody have QuickBooks Online or want me to actually just look at their mistakes? Let's see. Or for you, like look at your profit and loss, because I kind of want to do like profit and loss stuff. Let's see. I'm going to go back up. I have to do 990 and 1,768 and need to make sure that I've entered it in correctly. I don't know what that means. I'd love to learn how to go from cash to accrual. Typically, you need to talk to your CPA about that. I'll do some like Q&A for you guys to kind of help you with that as well. So in that case, you are going to need to talk to your tax professional because you can't just change. There's like forms you need to file for. In QuickBooks, it's easy, like you click a button. But as far as taxes are concerned and making sure, because when you switch from one system to the other, you have to make sure all the accounting accurately moved over. Because the system auto does each one, but it doesn't know like, oh, I've moved this. You have to do some adjusting for that. Devin, that was your question. Let's see. Okay, just going back through it. Is this going to be recorded so we can go, yeah, and come back and forth? Yes, we recorded it. Is a chargeback bad debt as a cash-based business? No. And yes. So a chargeback just means, who asked that? Was it Mary? What a chargeback means is that you had an NSF, a non-sufficient funds, if that's what you're saying. It's like the customer paid me, but it's NSF'd. It's not necessarily the same as bad debt per se, unless they don't pay you the secondary time. So we have complete training on how to do NSFs, non-sufficient funds. So it's like they paid me, but then it bounced and now they owe it to me again. You always want to follow, I'll give you guys another tip, write this on your paper. You always want to follow the process. So like if this happens, then this happens, then this happens. That's how you want to do it in QuickBooks. A lot of times we want to skip to the end and just be like, well, I know that by the end, this is what happened in my scenario. So that's what we try to skip to. But realistically, you actually want to like start in a sequential order. Does that make sense? You always want to follow the process. Mary, are you here? Did that? I want to check at the bottom. That makes sense? Okay, Matt. Do you have QuickBooks Online? He says, I have a mistake, but I don't think I can find it. I know that we're about at time. What is the learning curve for online versus desktop? No, I'm desktop. It's not that I don't want to do desktop. I just feel like we've done 3 desktop examples and I'd like to do an online example. Does anybody have online? Can you tell me in the chat? Okay, Tony. Let me see if there was anybody in sequential order that was, we'll do Dileia, is that right? And then we'll do Tony because they're both online. And then Matt, if I have time at the end after I share a little bit, I'll hang out a little bit longer, probably more than 90 minutes, but I'll do a couple examples. I'll share with you guys about how QuickBooks Simplified can help you, and then we'll do some more Q&A. Sound good? My question is, I have money in undeposited funds that have been deposited. Becky, that means you have a duplicate income. I teach you how to clean that up, but that's what the problem is. I can teach you why that happens if you want, or explain why that happens, but that's what it is. Okay. Hold on. Let me go find who I'm trying to find. And Brenda, let's see. Okay. All right. She came back. All right. Dileia. I don't know if if I ever pronounce your names wrong, know that that's like my one reason I wouldn't be a teacher and do online classes. I'm always afraid to say somebody's name. Okay, Dileia, I got you. And then we'll check out Tony, and then we'll come back. We'll see. We'll do some more. You guys liking this? I mean, I do this literally every single month, where I just answer people's questions. My favorite thing. I have online. All of you are like, I have online. Okay. Love it. You shared perfectly. Let's see. Did you unmute? Okay, cool. I can hear your voice. I love it when it's smooth. We got you. Go ahead.
You said my name perfectly.
I did? Oh,
Yes.
You made my day. You guys don't understand. This is my team knows it. That was like my one thing when I originally started teaching online that held me back, because like spelling and like people's names, it's not my zone of genius. Like I can find some mistakes, I can fix them, but we all have our zones of genius. Typos, that's one of my zones of genius. I'm pretty good at it now, but we have systems. Keeps me. This is a random fact I'll share with you guys. Probably one of the things that also makes me the kind of teacher I am. I had dyslexia as a kid and I struggled a lot in school. So like that's why like names and spelling, like I accidentally say them wrong or whatever. But that's like where you also have to like lean in and know what your specialty is. And also I think it gave me the gift of being a really good teacher because I have a lot of patience for understanding that things don't always come easily to people. With that being said, I said your name right. I love that. What do you want? What do you want to look at? What do you want to talk about?
So we did our taxes for 2025 and our CPA said, hey, your profit and loss and balance sheets look off.
I love
that's
this.
kind of like all he said.
Can we pull them up and look at them?
Sure.
You're in the chart of accounts. Let's go to your reports. If we could only pick one, maybe we could do both if we're really quick. But like, what you want me to look at? Let's go to profit and loss. All he said is it's off. Isn't that lovely? You're like, what does that mean? Change the date range on the upper left to last year. And are you an accrual-based business or cash?
Accrual.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see what you got going on here. So
You're seeing there's some stuff that was negative that shouldn't be negative.
okay, that's not on overpayment. That 80 cents is the only thing I saw negative that shouldn't be negative. So I'm thinking he's talking about your balance sheet because there's nothing in there that's negative. So let's look at your balance sheet.
Yeah, I believe I identified it's in our credit cards.
Ooh, okay. So because you have parent account, it looked like, and sub accounts.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about that. Okay, so wait, scroll to the top. Let's go through one by one. All right, so we go bank account first. Good. All right, so you have a repayment. So you have some draws from the owner or an employee who's paying back. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, moving on. That's fine then. It is negative, which tells me that they've maybe paid back more than they were charged, or you have it set up as the wrong type of account. You have it set up as an asset account. Did they lend money or borrow money?
I'm not too sure the owner entered that portion, so I could double check.
Check on that because it's done negatively, which almost looks like it should be a positive number. So if it was a repayment and the business lent them money, it would be a positive number. The fact that it's negative is almost as if they lent the business money. If they lent the business money, it should be a liability on the business's books. So the way it works is if you gotta, it's hard sometimes to separate the two, like business versus owner for owners, but like if you got to think in the business, if it's standing inside the business lent an employee money, then it's an asset. If the owner lent the business money or paid for an expense, then it's a liability, but most likely then we do it as an owner or they should have got reimbursed. So the way this looks is almost like the owner should be getting reimbursed for the $267, just so you know. Okay, moving on. Accumulated depreciation should be a negative because it's a contra account in accounting, meaning it reduces the value of the assets. I teach that in our depreciation training, if you guys want to learn more about that in QuickBooks Simplified. Accounts payable looks okay. Do you pull your accounts payable report and check it and everything's good in there?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're fine. Your credit cards on here are not negative. They're all positive. They look like they're probably correct. So let's move down to your other liabilities. Pause. So you have your, what is the 48? Is that company contributions? The $48. Okay, that's something we need to look at. Employee 401k deductions needs to be fixed. Your California state personal income tax and disability is not done quite right. And I would say your federal withholding isn't done right. And yes, this is where things are not right. Okay. So have you gone in and do you know, or did anyone go in and customize how your payroll liabilities are matched or like linking to your chart of accounts?
I do not know.
Okay. Click on the upper right corner, click on the wheel. I'm not going to go into payroll, but I'm going to look and see how your accounts were set up. Click on payroll settings on the left. Your mapping might not be done right. Scroll to the very bottom. Very, very, very bottom. Click on accounting on the very bottom, the pencil on the right.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so one of the things I teach is about like how do we map our taxes, and it's possible that your taxes are not mapped correctly. Let's scroll through this real quick. So you have your, so the way it works is you have your payroll bank account, then go to the top. I'm going to explain it just so you guys kind of everybody can learn. Then you have your wages. So you have your, whenever someone's paid, it all goes to employee wages. You have your retirement plan. Then you have your insurance going to health insurance. You can always click the pencil later to make sure. On your taxes, you have the employer side account, expense account all going there. Taxes holding account, okay? Go down to your, did you move from desktop to online or anything like that?
We did 3 years ago.
This could be where your problem exists because these are set up correctly. Love this. This is like exactly what I teach to do. Your 941 is going 941, 940, state. Okay, that all looks really good. These you can check later to make sure they're all going, but initially that doesn't look like the problem. So, okay, click the X for me. I want you to go to your reports. We're going to pull up a payroll report, but we're not going to pull up one that shows any employee stuff. But we're going to should look at the liability accounts. So you're going to go under reports, payroll, go to the payroll section. I want to look up the taxes. So scroll down. Inventory, keep going. Employee, keep going. Payroll. Okay. I want to look at payroll tax liability. So this will tell you, I want you to change the date range to all. Do you know when your QuickBooks started?
For when we did online?
Yeah, when did you move?
In 2023. I don't know the exact date.
So do January 1st to December 31st, 2023. Just type those in. And yeah, it's perfect. And let's see what you owed versus what you paid and see if we're seeing any big discrepancies. You look like you've overpaid in taxes. Okay, so why I love this report is see how it says 000 on the far right? It does show that California UI, at least during this date range, it's possible that you made a payment for December in January. Shows a little bit of a bounce, but I don't see anything super huge that's like the $11,000. Okay, so then what I'd like you to do is the next thing I would do, and I don't know if we're going to do it today because I there could be like employee stuff, but is to go in and look. Have you looked at your chart of accounts for those specific accounts? You can go back to your balance sheet. And have you actually looked inside of each of those accounts? You don't have to backdate it. You can leave today's dates fine. But let's go down to your taxes today. Liabilities. You went too far. Is up.
Oh, yeah.
You're good. You guys have a long one. Okay.
There it is.
See, your numbers are a little bit different later, but like double click on your PIT SDI.
There we go.
Sorry, I was doing something on my computer behind you. Okay, so see how it says like 11,000 negative before, but then you have your payments and it's like reducing. What I would do is I go up to the upper left corner and where it says this year to date right there, I would change that to add through the 2023. Instead of that, just change the 2026 to 2023 right there. What I would do is you're going to need to do research to figure out when this number went off. Somebody entered a transaction, did a journal entry, or when it came over from desktop to online, it didn't come over smoothly. See how your beginning balance is 0?
Yeah.
But what's interesting is there's one payment at the very beginning for $11,000. So what that makes me feel like is that when they brought the amount over, they did a tax payment. Can you change your date to 2022 instead of 2023 at the first part? This is the amount of money you're off, and the problem happened January 1st, 2023. Did you see that tax payment? Okay, so scroll down to December December 31st, 2022, right before 2023 happened. And what was the balance is kind of the question. So realistically, just so you guys know, at some point your taxes, if done correctly and brought over, should always zero out. Like it's accrued and then it kind of zeros, and it's accrued and it's zero, and it's accrued and it's zero. This just looks like it keeps over accruing. So it makes me feel like payments weren't being applied correctly, or when it was moved over, it wasn't moved over correctly. That's just like learning, is understanding. This one's we're gonna have to do more research to figure out, which we probably don't have time in this moment to do, but I'm gonna give you homework, which is sometimes what I do for people, is to do this. We're gonna go through and you're gonna say like, okay, so this is what we charged. Did we make the right payment? So see how there's always like total payments and then a pay? I don't know if this was you at the time doing this, but each of those you should go back and make sure they're the right amount.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's never getting really down to 0, and it just keeps accruing larger.
Yeah.
Which is telling me that somewhere in the system, the way that the payments were being paid, right there, see, they made an adjusting entry in December to try to zero it. And then they did another one that overextended you to 11,000. See that? That's where your problem began.
Okay. Yeah, I only started a year ago.
That's okay. So you could always go back to your tax professional or whatever, but most likely that entry from January 1st, 2025 for 11,000 is because if you notice December, it was like, I think it was off $11,000. You go back and look, it's that one entry. So now you can go to your tax professional and be like, this is one entry. What I would do is probably reverse that one entry because it's causing you a problem, but you could talk to them about it because it's not your actual taxes. It's an entry that was made to try to fix something at some point.
Okay.
Making sense?
Yes.
Okay, so we've identified where the problem exists. That's when it happened. See how it zeros? And realistically, every single month when you guys make your tax payment, or if you pay every week or 2 weeks or whatever your tax liability is, should always zero in your reports every time. It's one of the things I teach how to check. It is, if you're an annual member of QuickBooks Simplified, a bonus that you get is access to our quarterly and year-end forms, but these reports should always zero out. And that just tells me that's where the problem started. And then it just kind of never got fixed after that.
That makes sense.
Cool. So you want to do that with all your taxes, and you'll probably find that it's around that time frame for every one of them.
Probably. It makes sense.
Okay. Is that helpful?
Yeah, very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'll stop sharing and I'll put you back as a participant. Okay. Tony, I think you were our last person I said I'd review. How are you guys all feeling? Has this been interesting? Okay. How about Tony, before I do, I'll just share a little bit because some people are asking like, what is QuickBooks Simplified? So I'll spend a few minutes doing that because I have some slides for you guys. I'll just take a couple minutes and talk about it. Some of these are similar slides to what we did on our recent class. And then I'll come back and I'll look at a couple more people's books and that's what we'll do. Sound good? So some of you are like probably seeing that there's systematic ways to cleaning up mistakes. And if my training style, like the type of way I teach, you want my type of support, that's what I do inside QuickBooks Simplified. So not only do you get the tutorials, how to do stuff, I do a call every single month. We also have a community that you can post questions in as well. So one of the things that you get from this is you're learning how to actually find, you'll notice that's what we've been doing. How do you find and fix mistakes? For each situation, you notice all of these are unique. But there's ways to fix all of them. There's like general ways to fix, even if it's a unique situation, we just have to identify which, based off your situation, is the right way to fix it. And then we go in and we also help you make your filing tax easier because when you clean up your mistakes, it's easier to do that. And you get unique training related to, like I always, in January. So we basically, over 12 months, we know exactly what we're going to teach. There's specific areas that I focus on. So in January, we always do 1099s. In February, I always do a lesson on like, this is what you need to do to prepare for your taxes. Quarterly, which I'll talk about a little bit later, but that's March, June, September, and December. I do hot seats, which is like any question goes, which is a little bit of kind of what we're doing today. But usually on our monthly calls, we focus on an area that we're trying to clean up or learn or fix up. So there's 3 main pillars of QuickBooks Simplified: finding and fixing mistakes, tax preparation. One of the benefits is if you can't come live, we always record them, but the key components of how to do QuickBooks is already all pre-created. I used to teach those live as well, and I decided to go back and create them into very small segmented training. And I'll show you guys inside in a moment what QuickBooks Simplified looks like. We do a live Q&A each month. We do the hot seats quarterly. You get a community. Those are your support. And inspiration, like we did today. We pull a thought of the month. We do wins. We do giveaways for those. And what I shared before is that what a lot of QuickBooks users have is they have like, maybe they're a pro advisor or a CPA or whatever. They have like knowledge, they have the education. Then there's those of you who have practical how-to, like you've been using QuickBooks for years. What I like to do is bridge the gap. Have you noticed that? That I'm not just giving you like, go do this thing, click here, do this thing, but I'm trying to teach you the why, which is education. And so somebody who could be a pro advisor is like, I kind of have the education, but I don't know how to do it. And somebody who knows how to use QuickBooks, but doesn't quite have the education. That's where I call it the QuickBooks wizard. That's a lot of what I teach. QuickBooks Simplified's actually been around for 8 years. So we have a lot of bonus training you get access to. A lot of what I talk about is like thinking about if you don't get these things cleaned up, you have these mistakes lingering, what's it cost you? So you guys can think about that for your own businesses. I share about Dan, who actually a CPA offered to do his books for him. It was going to be $400 a month. He really loves our training style, but whether you want to hire a bookkeeper or be a bookkeeper, I usually use that as an example of like, what's it going to cost you if you decide to have somebody else do it? And then in comparison, you can join QuickBooks Simplified for $49 a month. Somebody asked that, like, how much is it? You can come in, work with me every single month. It's $49 a month. Or if you're like, I know I want to do this for a year, you can do our annual option, which gives you access for 12 months for the investment of 10, plus you get some extra bonus classes that I've kind of been talking about, which I'll talk about in a moment. When you go to QuickBooksSimplified.com to join, you'll see this video. You'll have options to join monthly or annual. When you do, it's best if you use the same email you already have with us, so it syncs all of your bonuses. If you have multiple emails, let us know. We'll merge your account. You put in your billing information, and then you're going to get an email from me. And this is where you get access to our members area. And you can get in all of the tutorials on like the things I've been teaching today, how to fix, like how to do a cleanup reconciliation, which is don't unreconcile 5 years, that will never fix it. But while we're cleaning up, we go back in, and sometimes when we make adjustments, we have one transaction, like Erin is gonna have one transaction to do her reconciliation on. We have tutorials on how to do that exactly in there. We shared this on the workshop. I don't know how many of you were able to be there, but this is Sarah. And one of the things she appreciated and shared is that how QuickBooks Simplified, you're not going to find it anywhere else. It's a pretty unique place. You're probably noticing that, like, oh no, I've never seen anybody teach the stuff. Like, I've been teaching QuickBooks for years, and I've honed the craft of cleaning up mistakes. And so for her, one of her biggest ahas was how you can go back and clean stuff up from years ago taxes. You'll notice I started using current date ranges, right? Depending on the scenario. If you've been using QuickBooks for years, you might appreciate what Susan had to share, which was you're going to learn how to do something you've probably never known. Maybe some of you were hearing me share little tips and tricks. Remember I said, it just is kind of like when people have an issue, I'm going to teach you why the issue happened and how to avoid it. And that's just kind of part of the learning curve and what I like to provide. Our training is all self-study, and you can go at your own pace. You can watch it nights, weekends, whenever it works for you to clean up your books. And if you can't come to a live call, just like today we recorded it, you guys will have access to this one. The same thing we do for our simplified community. You can access the classes as long as you're part of the community. The hot seats is kind of like today where you like ask me a question, I look at your books. You guys got a really great example of that. If you're thinking like, how long is it going to take me to fix my stuff? You notice within a very short amount of time, we can get things fixed. Danielle shared that she got her stuff fixed. She'd been a member for less than a month and had already cleaned up most of her old mistakes. So you can get access to QuickBooks Simplified, our monthly calls, including we do our hot seats. We have our community hub and the cheat sheets as well. The extra bonuses, some of the extra stuff that I mentioned before annual members get is we have our quarterly and year-end forms, which is like, if you've been paying payroll taxes, but you're just winging it or somebody else was, how do you check it? Now, one change that's coming for QuickBooks Online is that QuickBooks Intuit is going to start processing payments for you. But there's still things you should be checking, right? Just like I was checking today, you should know how to check. So that's one of the benefits. I also do a annual only member event at the end of every year. So you guys will get a ticket to come to that. And I'm also, for this enrollment period, which closes on Tuesday, we are doing a private session giveaway for anybody who enters, is an annual member. We're going to do, one person is going to win the private session giveaway. So you get into that. Somebody's going to win it, might be you. But all the other bonuses you guys all get access to. So one thing to remember is have you noticed that I try to explain things in like a simple way? Anybody notice that? It's like step by step. Like let's explain this, or I try to like give it to you guys in like a way that makes sense. Yeah, it's just how I teach, and so that's one of the benefits that they're sharing here. Stephanie's like, it's 1,000%, 100% worth it. Clean it up. You can do it on your own. Whether you have a bookkeeping business, like coming and like learning new skills, that's what Leanne shared about. Leia also has a bookkeeping business. She might have, like, some of you might have been watching my QuickBooks tips and tricks, watching me on YouTube or whatever we provide on our social platforms. You'll notice what's really different is when you come into, like, you guys getting an experience of it, but when you're in my community, I'm like literally helping you clean it up, or our alumni are, or my team is. So that's a lot of what QuickBooks Simplified is. I just wanted to share that with you guys so you know that you can do that. Do you get the bonuses no matter which monthly, or so you get, if you do annuals, when you get our year-end forms training? Let me share with you my screen for like how to share. Looks different than normal. It says Chrome, but I don't know which Chrome this is sharing. Let me see. Okay, so those are the questions that are previously submitted. This is what it looks like inside QuickBooks Simplified, just so you guys can kind of see it behind the scenes. So when you join, you go to the library, and you're going to have everyone who's monthly or annual will have our regular QuickBooks Simplified training. If you choose to join annually, you'll also have access to our annual members training, and everyone will have access to our community hub. This is a lot like Facebook. We used to have a Facebook group, but we moved it to inside the training portal because some people didn't have Facebook, or you get distracted, or at least I do when I go to Facebook. I'm like, I came here for this. Wait, what am I here for? So we moved it all into one place. So when you join QuickBooks Simplified, you'll see we have Start Here, which when you go to this area, which I recommend first, it's going to teach you how to navigate, how to find and identify if you have mistakes. If you didn't come to my other class that I helped with that earlier, teaches you the directory, how to get the most out of our community. And then you'll see we have our call schedule and things like that. But whatever class we're teaching for the month, what we're focusing on as a community is always at the top. So what I focused on with this community for April is depreciation. When your tax professional does your taxes, at the end, you should get all of your entries so that it matches, your QuickBooks matches exactly what your tax return said. How to close out your books. That's what we focused on in April. Then you'll see down here, we have specific training for online or desktop users if you want to clean up your mistakes. So if you're online, you'd click online. If you're desktop, you'd click desktop. Once you identify where your mistakes are at, whether they're vendors, bank, credit cards, loans, whatever it is, you're just going to go into that area. And the first video is me teaching you about IRS guidelines. It's not hard, but it is things you guys are going to want to learn. See, it's only, it's only a, let's see, 9-minute video. But I go through and I teach you like what you need to know about it. We have PDF guides, full color and printer friendly. And you'll notice that you'll just go in and every video is a few minutes long to fix it, whatever the issue is. If your issue is like a journal entry, or you need to match something, or you have a small balance in your vendor mistakes, or you have a credit, which some of you did, see, it's only 8-minute video on how to fix it. And we have timestamps. We add closed captions on the videos, and then you can make them full screen if you're like, I want to see it bigger, or you can make it smaller. You can slow down the videos. If you're like, I'd like to watch her speak, but a little bit slower, you can go to the speed, slow it down or speed it up. So that's a little bit of the behind the scenes of what it looks like inside of QuickBooks Simplified. Every area that you're going to want to clean up is there. The areas that I don't cover, like payroll tax or sales tax, is because those are unique enough that I do those more on our hot seat calls, if you have one of those styles. Desktop has the same thing where you can go in and you pick the training topic that you want and you can go in and watch it. My live monthly call where I actually help people implement it as well, the replay is in there. If you're thinking, oh, well, I need to do my closing entries, or where would I find those types of things? How do I clean up my assets or my balance sheet? That's where you're going to find those trainings are in here. Quarterly hot seats, you'll find over here. We have some bonus training on like journal entries, when to do them, cheat sheets, and then how to customize. So if you find that your QuickBooks, like your list or your chart of accounts isn't designed the way you want, we have a little bonus training on that there. Annual members, and go back over to the library and show you what that looks like. This is just some bonus additional training and resources, calls I've hosted. So you start here, we have our bonus calls. So like at the end of the year, I usually do like a rest and like kind of reflect and thing. I did do a bonus call for annual members earlier this month for our spring, a spring one that I just decided to do. Sometimes I do bonus stuff. But if you're looking for like the quarterly, we have desktop and online trainings on like how do you check your reports, stuff like that. How to do your quarterly forms is in there. So it's a little bit of what it looks like. And then if you're curious what our Success Hub looks like, it's in here where we have different questions, things that are going on, our community updates, and you can post questions in there every single day. So you can go to QuickBooksSimplified.com to join. So it's behind the scenes, a little bit of what that looks like. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I will show you real quick. I'll do one thing before we go, because some of you asked about this, like where do I go and join? If you go to QuickBooksSimplified.com, you're going to see it looks like this. Here. And you just click join and it'll take you, you can read through it too, but it'll take you to your 2 options right here. So you can go ahead and clean that up. And yep, that's what we have there. And you can join monthly or annually. And you can always upgrade. So sometimes people go, can I join monthly and then upgrade? Yes. The only difference is the bonus for the private session giveaway isn't something that we might have in a couple months from now. It's something special I'm doing. Okay, so welcome for our new QuickBooks Simplified community. Our call will be in May. We'll have our call. We're going to be focusing on cleaning up bank accounts. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I need you to help me clean up your bank accounts, that's when we'll be doing that. All right, Tony, correct? You're up. Oh, I'm used to, normally I don't have to like give people access. They just can do it themselves. But based off this call, we're going to do that. Okay. Tony, do you still want to go? let me know. I'll promote you to a panelist. And then you can just unmute and see what you guys are saying. So if you have something specific, I would post it once you're part of QuickBooks Simplified in the community. If it's if it's related to bank accounts, I can do it in May. If not, then in June we'll be doing hot seats, and I can look at it again then. The interface is beautiful. Thank you. We spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time loving into that group and like, how do I organize this and how do I systematize it? I used to teach the classes were like the classes were always like I did it live, and trying to do desktop and online, it just got to be like, I was like, you know what, I just need to reorganize this. So I'm always like making improvements and trying to make it better for you guys. So that's one of the cool things about being part of the community. Okay, Tony, you can unmute. Share with us what you need. Oh, QuickBooks Simplified is open publicly twice a year. So this is our spring enrollment, and then we'll have an enrollment again in the fall, probably in October will be our next public.
Okay. It's Emily.
Oh,
It's Tony's wife, Emily.
I was like, Tony, female Tony, love it. And then okay. Melanie, did you say?
Emily.
Emily, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say. Okay.
It's okay.
Emily, cool. All right, well, welcome, Emily. What did you want to
Thank
share
you.
your screen? Are you a desktop? You're online, you said?
I'm online.
Did you
Yes.
want us to help you identify your mistakes or?
Yes, please.
Okay, pull it
Please.
up. You want us to look at your profit and loss, your balance sheet? What do you want us to? Cook up?
I have a statement of activity sheet.
Okay, let's look at it.
Okay. How do I allow
go
you
to the
to
bottom
share?
and you click share. Then you're going to
Go to
pick your
the
screen,
bottom.
like entire screen, and then you're going to click the blue button share. Inside Zoom, you click share at the bottom.
I'm on my phone and then I'm on my desktop. Will that be?
You're going to want to do it from your desktop. Are
yeah.
you in Zoom on your desktop?
No, I'm
Okay.
on Zoom in my phone.
You probably won't get to share today, but I think I might do this again on Monday. If you guys like it, I'll do it maybe begin Monday, and you can come back, Tony, if you're available.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you guys want me to do it again?
I can't, my desktop has no sound.
That's okay. So you can call in from your phone, just like
Okay.
that's what one of the other people did, but you share from your computer.
Oh, my computer's up. How do you mean I go on
You have to be
Zoom on my
Zoom on your
computer?
computer. Yes. And I want to honor everybody's time, so I'm going to move on.
Yes.
But come back Monday and we'll do it again Monday. I think that'll be fun. If you guys want, we'll do it again Monday.
Yeah. I have CDs that expired or we moved them into a new account, and I have some kind of duplicate issue that's
Okay.
reflecting on my QuickBooks.
So you probably have something kind of like Aaron, where you've put it in, like when you went to transfer or move it, you just kind of put it in wrong. Most likely.
Yes, and then I tried to remove it wrong.
Okay. Well, we can look at it on Monday.
All right.
back.
What time Monday?
Daniel, what time on Monday? Same time. It's going to be 11 o'clock Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. We can
We
do
were
that.
debating if we're going to do it. We're like, let's see how today's class goes. We'll decide if we're going to do it again. And we like it, so we'll do it again. Come back, Tony.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh.
Be on Zoom on your computer.
Okay. Can do that.
Thanks for being here.
Uh-huh.
Great. So I'll mute you. Welcome. Okay, thanks for coming. All right, let's go through the questions. How does your trainings differ from other QuickBooks trainings, do you think? Well, I can't speak to all of them because I haven't been there, but I can tell you what my students tell me, which is they're much more how-to, like the step-by-step, with a little bit different energy. And a lot of people even are QuickBooks Pro advisors. They have like QuickBooks training, or they go to like a day training or online training. They're like, I walked away and I didn't know anything. My goal is always to give you guys the exact step-by-step how-to with support, which for most people is a great way to implement. How do you know when your member expires? So if you join monthly, you just stay until you email us. We ask for you to email us like 48 hours before, just be like, hey, I fixed everything, I'm good. Or even the annual access, automatically we send you a reminder on annual access. But yeah, you're just part of it. You have the access to it until, and you get to keep your like alumni pricing, that kind of thing, the pricing once you join. Can you sign up anytime? Okay, yes, I answered that question. Can we help you find the right option? Oh yeah, if you have a question about it, let us know. Let's see. I have Cool. I'm glad it was helpful for you guys. Let's see, let's go. Can you show how to fix some payments in undeposited funds? Oh, Becky, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I'm not gonna walk you through step by step how to fix it because I have that, but I'll show you why the problem exists. I think I want to do. Zoom must have just done an update because it looks so different when I go to share. Okay, because it used to show me all my screens and now it doesn't. So that's fantastic. We'll see how it works. So I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to explain it to you guys from desktop, and we can look at online, but I want to explain it because this aesthetically like makes sense to the eyes. So what happens is if you guys don't know what undeposited funds is, it's where you create an invoice or a sales receipt, you get a payment, right? And it sits there, right? So invoice to receipt payment, sales receipt takes both of these, whether you're desktop or online, same system. It sits here and it sits in what I call an invisible little bank bag. But what a lot of people do is they'll click whether desktop or online and they don't know what this screen means, or they don't see it in their bank account. So they'll just come in and add another deposit for sales. Now, the thing about I put S in there twice. The thing about, and so let's say a customer paid you $1,000, you created an invoice or did a sales receipt, they paid you, and then you come in here and you're like, $1,000, right? And you go, I just put it in again. Great, save it, right? Which I'm not gonna save. What happens is actually duplicates your sales. So what I teach is it depends if you're cash accrual. That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna share it step by step because it's gonna depend on some scenarios. But what you do is I teach you to go find it. And then if it's in the current period of time, you can do what I call flip it out. If it's in a different period of time, you're gonna have to do an adjusting entry because you've duplicated your sales. Okay. So the way you know this is if you click on record deposit and you have a transaction sitting there that's really old, that's a duplicate. So it will depend which way you do it. And the training you're gonna want, I can show it to you, but it's in the customer training for duplicate or in the bank cleanup training for duplicated revenue. Because what happens is when you create an invoice, it tracks your sale, right? Or a sales receipt. Or if you're in the bank, it's already done it. But if you don't understand bank feeds properly, when you come in here and you start entering these bank transactions, if you create an invoice, you receive the payment, but it's sitting on deposit funds, and then you come into the bank screen and you're like, it's not matching. I guess I need to add it again. I don't see it in my register. And you add it again, you duplicated it. Does that make sense? Just checking. Okay, so a few tips. The proper strategy of like how to enter it is really important, that we talk about that in QuickBooks Simplified, but also like it depends, right? I'll show you where the training's at. So when you join QuickBooks Simplified, you can like just go in and watch it to clean that up. It is in, go to QuickBooks Simplified. You're gonna go to online or desktop, whichever one you are. You can do it in the customer training or the bank cleanup training. I'll show you in the bank cleanup training so you can see it. So you're gonna go here, and then you're gonna go down to duplicate deposit straight to income or duplicate undeposited funds. Most likely you're gonna have an undeposited funds mistake, because that's what you're asking about. See, it takes 15 minutes to teach. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna teach you right now, but you can go through. It's only a 15-minute lesson. It's very quick in the scheme of like learning how to fix it. I would always watch the first lesson and then the next one that you wanna do, but you gotta research it, walks you through step by step, like how you're gonna go through and actually fix it. And you'll see I like walk you through it in the video. I explain how to do it, how to remove it, and then we go through and actually do it in QuickBooks together. Does that make sense, Becky? If you have money sitting undeposited funds, you're going to want to research it. You most likely duplicated it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, this is the training for you to watch. Okay, let's see what other questions you guys have. I love your classes and the way you train. Thank you so much. Do this on Monday. I couldn't get in until the hour after the session started. Okay, well, yeah, we'll do it again. We'll help you guys identify your mistakes and then point you to the right training, which like this is the training you need for that one. How long is registration open? Until Tuesday, the 28th. And then our class is the following Tuesday for the month of May. Hi, Dina. Can you answer my question? When does the sign up in? I did, Cynthia. I just didn't see it before. I'd love to know with you, how is it so much less confusing and the light bulbs go off, making me more confident? That is my life purpose. If you guys didn't know that, that is my purpose in this world, is to make light bulbs go off for people, like the ahas. I actually didn't realize that being a good teacher, a good trainer is like an actual skill. Until sometimes I watch other people and then I'm like, that's a skill. Like, I didn't really realize it. When you have a skill, you don't know, like something you're naturally good at. I love that. Hopefully the team got that one. Brandy grabbed that one. This brings me joy. Still wondering about what error could be caused by taking off EFT charges from a payment portal versus the deposit. Matt, I actually don't know what that means, if I was being honest with you. Could you say it again, but say it slightly differently? I'll see if I can here. I'll have you, I'm not gonna have you share your screen, but I'll have you, let me just click allow to talk and then you can unmute. There.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey Matt.
Hey, how are you?
It's been a long time.
I know, it's been ages.
Yeah. How's your wife? How's your business?
Good. Everything's going well. And much thanks to you.
Aw, it's good to hear your voice. Okay, so what's your question about the...
Well, so this is a really old thing that has been nagging me forever. But basically, I have QuickBooks desktop still.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the move to online, but it's...
I was like, you were a desktop user. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but I do need to do it. So anyway, I would write off sort of banking EFT fees. We
Yes,
use
merchant
Stripe,
fees.
we use Square, merchant fees.
Got
So
it.
what I used to do is, back before I did your training, I would when I go and process the payment, and there would be an underpayment basically from the money I was taking in, right?
Because
And
you're
so
only receiving to the customer what you got in your bank instead of what they actually paid you.
yeah, and so I would write off the underpayment, if you will, and I would send it to the banking and EFT account that I have, right?
Okay.
And then I followed you, I joined Confidence with QuickBooks and I followed up through and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to, it makes total sense. The customer actually pays the whole payment. And then I go to the deposit screen and I subtract out, whatever Square gets. And yeah. So I learned how to do it properly and I've been doing it that way for a couple.
So just so you guys know what he's saying, because it's like, if you're visual, like kind of got to see it. So like, let's say that this was the payment. And then what I teach is to go to like merchant fees. Yeah. And then you subtract out like oh shoot. I moved my line minus, I think me and my keyboard are having issues. $3 or whatever the amount is. Yes. Got it. Okay, so, and then that's the amount you got paid. And so you have some old stuff sitting in there that what now?
Well, honestly, I don't know if it's sitting in there or causing a problem. I mean, this is years gone. This is, years gone past. So, the taxes are paid. It's all said and done. But what the question was, well, when I did it the other way, what was it doing?
So it depends on how you were entering it. I'd have to see.
Yeah, so like if you go into your payments, if you you receive a payment. Yeah. And then you put in the amount. Yeah. But it's less than what the invoice amount should be.
Let's say it's for 140 and the invoice is 146. It short pays your customer. It makes your customer look like they owe you money.
Yeah. And then so I went down to the write off the amount.
Like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. What it would do is it would write it off to like basically bad debt. Or whatever account you like. So if I click,
so I wrote it off to bank fees, EFT.
So then what you did here is you just wrote it off to whatever. It in the end did the same thing. It just did merchant fees. It's just not the way I teach to do it.
Right.
but it still will go, it'll still show up on your profit and loss there.
In the proper way, right? The
Yeah,
numbers
it'll
would still work
reduce
out.
accounts receivable and put it towards merchant fees. It's just
Yeah.
not the best
Okay.
practice, but you can do it that way, and I wouldn't worry about it. I would
Okay.
have not
That's,
known that's what you meant by your message. I was like, I
I
don't know what you're
was
saying.
trying, and I'm
It's
not a
okay.
very good typist. So I
Well,
was
that's
like,
why
oh my
it's why
goodness.
doing the calls and coming and asking makes me so much, because then I'm like, wait, show me what you did.
Yeah.
Yes, so you're
Yeah.
fine. It does.
Okay.
Your customer accounts are good. Just now that you know better, do better.
Yeah.
But this doesn't hurt you.
I didn't think it did, and that was really my question, because I was like, isn't it coming off the same, the right place in the P&L?
Yeah.
But
It just
and,
makes what it
sometimes
does is it makes it look like the customer never fully paid you, which is not optimal.
there we go. There we go. Thank you.
You're
That's been bothering me for like 3 years.
Oh, well, I'm glad we got to hang out again.
Yeah, me too.
Good to hear your voice. Say hi to your wife for me.
Thank you. I will. You take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. I still remember, Matt, all I can think of is our first conversation when you didn't know all the training was available. I will never forget that. When I think of you, that's what I think of. I don't know why. The funny thing is like most people that I've worked with at some point in over the many, many years I've been doing this, I remember most of you guys, but for different reasons. But it's so good to hear your voice. I'm glad you're doing well. Cool. All right. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just do a couple of I'm gonna do a couple of little quick Q&As, and then I'm gonna wrap up so my team can go have lunch, because we're in California and it's lunch time. All right. It's good to see all of our like alumni hanging out. I love it. We use Square to accept credit card payments. So when QuickBooks Online updated the Square connector, the integration, I now have a large amount of funds showing in the undeposited funds, which are all Square payments. How do I clear them? It's all going to depend on how you track your sales, right? So if are they already in there and they're doubled? Are they missing? I have to actually see your books to know. But what I will tell you is there's a little like, in our community, we have a lady who works with Intuit. And so she always giving me like, here, this is the newest thing you need to know about. I'm like, okay, great. Because we're always making changes. So it's nice to have somebody who comes and says, but I do know that you have to go into the integration section for QuickBooks Online and apply it there and then go into your bank feeds. What's cool is she actually is one of the people that supports our community inside QuickBooks Simplified. So if you have additional questions about that, it'd be a great place to post it, and she can give you some tips and strategies from there. Okay. Let's see what else. Any other questions? No question, more of a statement. At the beginning of the year, one of our bank accounts unlinked from our bank feed. And since I wasn't sure when that happened, I restored it to the last week of December. That created a bunch of duplicates. All right, I got you. I got you, Monica. Here we go. That's what you're going to want to do. I got to share the right screen that has QuickBooks on it. 1 second. Okay, cool. So you have a bunch of stuff you don't need in here. What you want to do is you just select all of the ones you don't want, because bank feeds are non-posting until you choose to post it. You're just going to select these, and you'll notice that you have the exclude function down here, and you're going to choose to exclude them. You want to exclude them, and it just won't do anything. I'll just remove them out. And then in the exclude section, you can't delete that. I realized that as I was sharing, we made a little blunder as a team, so I'm just going to own it, and I'm going to tell you guys how I'm going to fix it. We forgot to remove right here in the step-by-step. Daniel's going to go, oh no, when he hears me say this. He forgot to remove this as our new bonus. So this was originally our bonus for people who attended the live workshop, and it was supposed to be removed, but it wasn't, and I just now see this. So what I'm going to do is I'll work it out, and we'll end up bringing this back for all of you. We'll take care of that on Monday. We'll send out an email about it. So anybody who joins now, and we'll get you guys access on Monday. So for anybody in this enrollment period, we'll get this bonus, because he accidentally forgot to remove it from the page itself. So I saw that when we were sharing screen. I just want to acknowledge it now. So if you guys are going like, why did I not get it? We'll fix it and we'll bring it back on Monday, and then everybody in this enrollment will get it. So if you didn't think you were going to get it, we'll bring it back, and I'll send an email about it on Monday to you guys, because I just noticed that it's not there. So we'll make that right. This created a bunch of duplicates. So you were going to exclude Monica. Hopefully that was helpful. Does anyone know? What I will tell you, Missy, is if you have mistakes, we have a special opportunity when you join QuickBooks Simplified. If you do monthly, you get access to our Getting Started with QuickBooks, which is Not about creating invoices and sales tax. It's a little simpler program than Commons QuickBooks. If you join annually, you get an opportunity to add Commons QuickBooks on the back end. What are the monthly meetings? What time period? So they are the first Tuesday of every month at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, I'm in California too. Okay. All right, Matt, we got you fixed. That's good. I'm so excited to see. Yeah, getting new stuff integrated. Okay. First Tuesday, team answer that. I have a question, Candace. I need help splitting an entry for payroll. Have you posted it in the community yet? Otherwise, I think you're part of Commons QuickBooks and implementation. We'll have a call on Thursday next week, so I can look at it then for you too. Either way, sound good? She said okay. Okay, cool. I think I got all the questions. I realize I probably have my list somewhere. Did I miss anybody that's here? Did I miss your question? You guys want to do it again on Monday? Should we? Do you want to come hang out with me again? Let me know in the chat. What was your biggest aha? What was your takeaway? Yes? Okay. We'll do it again. This is my favorite thing to do. What was it, Kimberly? I didn't see it. If it's a question related to like looking at your screen, I can't do it right now. But if it's just like a general question that I can easily probably answer, throw it in there and I'll do it. And then we'll wrap up. It's cool. Yeah. I mean, we do this every month. I do it. This is what I do for my community. Like whether you have Commons QuickBooks or QuickBooks Simplified, I have ways to like come and just like ask me questions, and it's I love it. It's my favorite thing. Let's see what you guys got here. Okay. You're welcome. So thank you for being such a great teacher. You're welcome. I love it. Thank you for hanging out with me. I wouldn't be able to do it if you guys didn't come have books for me to share. On the cash basis, if you don't use accounts receivable, bad debt journal entry, how do you get rid of invoices? So I walk you through it step by step inside QuickBooks Simplified, but typically we do more of a credit memo in the current period of time. And I typically recommend doing it before you file your taxes. This is the thing. You can do a credit memo or you can adjust the entry. The thing to know is if you do a write-off or you do a credit memo, it'll show both the income, if your cash basis, the income and the expense. So you'll see bad debt if you really want to see it. It's just that it shows both sides because it's never claimed as income until you show it as paid or as a credit. So if your cash basis, depending on what you want to see on your reports, like how many people don't ever pay us in the year, or if you don't care about that, then we adjust the original invoice unless it has sales tax. So there's these variables, but we walk through that. You'll see that in the customer cleanup training on customers that aren't going to pay you cash basis is what that one's called or related to. Kimberly says, I sent it to you. I don't know what that means. I sent it to you. Could you just post it here? Or here, I can let you unmute. Let me see if I can do this real quick. You can talk, Kimberly.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
It is, in December of 2025, I paid for a coaching program. We paid for a coaching program on our credit card, but we didn't pay it off till February of 2026. Would that be something that you would put in the statements for 25 for taxes? Or would it go in 26 because it got paid in?
Yes. Okay. So this is, we talk about credit cards. So in our credit card cleanup training, I teach you guys to understand how credit cards work. Credit cards are considered cash basis. So it does not matter when you pay the credit card. It's one of the tax benefits actually of a credit card, but sometimes people could be like, oh, it doesn't matter when you pay the credit card. It matters when you charge it on the credit card, Kimberly. So the moment you charge the coaching, it was a business expense to you, all of it in that year. And that's why I teach. I do teach inside. You guys are going to get access now to the, for those of you who joined QuickBooks Simplified in this enrollment, you get access now to the bank fee training. But what I teach you is like, you want to enter the charge the moment it happens. That way you can apply all the payments correctly, you can reconcile to all the things, but it is a business expense. So it doesn't matter if you're cash or accrual. With credit cards, the moment you charge it, it's a business expense. Does that answer your question? That makes sense?
Yeah, that answers the question. So expense wise, it goes in the 2025, but then like if I had a month or two of interest charges in 26, then that 26 interest would go in my 26. end of year expenses.
So you in cash basis, it's always when things happen, except for credit cards are considered cash basis because they assume you're going to pay the credit card off. So the moment you charge it, it's a business expense. The finance charge, the interest, the fee that you're getting for not paying it fully off every month, that is an expense to you when the credit card company charges it.
Perfect. Thank you.
And that will help you make reconciling and all the things so much easier. Welcome. Okay, I need to manage one corporation and 2 sole proprietors in one QuickBooks file using locations and due to from intercompany transfers. Any best practices? I would actually be on one of the top 2 tiers and probably try to do tags. Locations will work, but you must be on one of the top 2 tiers. I'd consider putting it as classes probably. The course fee would I charge to education and the tow due to owner? The course fee. Do you mean like training programs? So usually our programs go to like education. Yeah, is the and the something to the owner. Tammy, can I just unmute you? It's so much easier. This is what I do on my in QuickBooks Simplified. We just like talk and it's easier for me. So could you just talk? Just unmute. I set it up for you. You just do *6 if you're on your phone. There you go.
No, would I charge the $490 to education, and then since I want my company to pay it back to me,
are you going to have them pay it back to you as a lump sum?
I don't know.
Okay, so technically when the business pays it back to you or the company pays it back to you, it would be a business expense at that moment to them. So you either do it like you gave them a loan and they pay it back, or if they're like, here's just a check for the cost, then when you collect it, you get it paid back, but it's an expense on their side. If you're a bookkeeper and you're like, I paid for it, but then they reimburse me. Is that what you're saying?
It's my company.
Oh, it's your business and you're going to pay
Yes.
for it and your business can write you. Just when the business either pays the credit card bill that you pay for it, or it comes out of your bank account because you used a debit card, whatever you used, that amount when it comes out, or when you write yourself a check back, however, transfer, I don't care. That's when I would put it as education expense.
So don't book it initially as education expense then.
Well, I don't understand are you going to pay for it personally, or is the business going to pay for it initially?
I personally paid for it out of my pocket, basically.
Yeah.
I applied it to the company as educational expense due to owner.
They would only be due to owner if you're not going to have them reimburse you right away.
And it won't be because I don't have the funds right now.
Okay, so if that's the case, you can leave it there, and then when it pays you back, it would just be money out of your bank account and then reduced to due to owner.
The owner. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Welcome to QuickBooks Simplified. We're happy to have you. I entered a question. Oh, I have a question box, don't I? You guys, I don't usually. Is there a Q&A box that my team set up for me? That's so lovely. I didn't know it existed. 1 second, guys. My bad. I didn't realize there was a question box over here. I kind of saw it out of the side of my eye, but it was like in a hidden place. I'm gonna go through those. I will honor that. How can a customer, I'm used to doing it in the chat, so I was just looking only in the chat. My bad. How can a customer have an overdue balance if they are paid in full? The only way it would happen, Larry, is if it wasn't done right in QuickBooks, meaning you didn't do a receive payment when the customer paid you. Only way that could happen. Done. My new client has not done a bank reconciliation since October of 2025, and they use their credit card for almost everything. And so they have 20 pages of transactions with no backup. Let me read this question again. They have their credit card for almost everything. I don't know what no backup means. 1 second. Let me just ask if she's still, him or her are still here. I think they left. I don't know what that means. Maybe they'll come back on Monday. Sorry. December, I paid, okay, Kimberly, we got you. That was also what you were trying to tell me. I put it in the question box. Team, remind me we have a question box next time, please. My troubleshooting question is about Square transactions impacting the gross income with fees using the integration versus the bank and Square savings account. We actually in QuickBooks Simplified have a little PDF guide on how to use Square because this is questions come up. So there's actually a PDF guide that you'll get access to in there. So I think that'll be helpful. In payments to deposit, which is also in deposit funds, they are technically the same, Kim, just that online has it labeled a little different for some users, not all users. There is a check from 2024. Taxes are already filed. I'm sure it was meant from a different QBS company. What you'd want to do, Kim, is watch that undeposited funds training that I shared earlier. That's when I was sharing like where in QuickBooks Simplified that training is. You're going to want to do the same thing. So go here and watch this undeposited funds training. That's the one you need to fix it, Kim. On the cash basis, if you don't use AR and bad debt journal entries, how do you get rid of them? Oh, we did that one. I saw that one come over into the question. I have a question about using locations in QuickBooks Online for a loan origination client who wants to keep everything in one subscription. Okay, we talked about that. I would consider looking into, Angie, I feel better now. I'm like, I did get these answered. Oh, that's good. I wasn't like so far off. Yes, that's what I would do. I would look into class tracking. Sorry, I have more buttons to push now. I'm trying to answer these. I can't get my head wrapped around the workflow for a prepayment. Can you explain the process? How do you record and receive the initial prepayment? Then how do you apply it? Please help. I teach how to do that, but initially what you want to do is you need to set up an extra account. So how that works is you're going to create a liability account, and it depends if the prepayment is a refundable or not. If it's refundable, it goes to the liability check. If not, then you create something about like deposit or whatever, but it's income to you. And then when you invoice them later, you just reduce it. So it's like on the invoice, you have one going one way, one going the other. Yes. I can give you more step-by-step on that, but not on today's class. If you would like to come back on Monday, let my team know in the chat and we'll put your question on the top of the list. QuickBooks Online troubleshooting. My question is about Square. Okay, we did that one too, and the savings. Okay. Will tax payments still be able to be paid outside of QuickBooks Online? If you have not set QuickBooks up to like process for you, yes. If you have, no. And I'm going to do some more research on that. I'm going to talk to some people that I know with Intuit to like kind of get some more details, and we'll create a video about it. That doesn't go into effect till July. And I'll give you updates on it. I think it goes into effect July 1st because we're already in Q2 and it has to be starting, it's going to start Q3. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, I'll talk to you. I'll explain it more later. Okay. Okay. Yes, you'd like us to bring it up. Okay, we'll talk about it again later. That's really more of a Commons QuickBooks topic, which is more about like how to use QuickBooks. Most of QuickBooks Simplified, I do some of that on the quarterly hot seat calls, but majority of it's about cleaning up mistakes. Do you think Intuit will phase out desktop and move only to online? Possibly someday, but not right now. Okay. So if you're still sneaking questions, I created a bill, paid the bill, and does not show up in the bank register. You're missing something. It's not getting done quite right, is what I would say. If you want me to show you a little bit about how to do that, let me know. But most of Clarity Candus, I want to be about like identifying if you guys have mistakes and looking at that. Okay. That'd be wonderful. Okay. All right. How do we do? Did you guys enjoy it? What was your biggest takeaway, biggest aha? I'd love to know. This was enlightening. I took the cleaning up seminar on Tuesday and could put some of my additions from that into my library too. Cool. All right. In the chat, let me know any big ahas, any takeaways. I might put up a little social post, so share some wins, and that'd be awesome. All right. I'm glad you guys had fun. I'll be back Monday. Yeah, we'll do it again Monday. Enrollment to QuickBooks Simplified closes Tuesday. So make sure if like you're like, I want to get into this community, I don't want to wait till October, join. And come hang out with us if you can. If you have to catch the replays, that's okay too. You still get something from me every single month. And then I do bonus calls. Like you never know when I decided to do something special. And who knows, maybe I'll do Clarity with Candus in the future because it was fun. Come prepared with QuickBooks on your computer. And if you're catching the replay and you've hung out with us this long, you're a rock star. This is longer than I anticipated. I am flourishing. This is our thought for today. Imagine your income expanding easily and effortlessly. Trust that all your material needs are being met by the universe. All right. I'm going to cap it for our questions. I know some of you are still posting questions. Come hang out with me again. The workshop from Wednesday paired with this really brought all together and shows me what's possible with QBO, a QuickBooks Online and Simplified. I love that. Yeah, I just decided, like I've been thinking about doing the Clarity with Candus for a while, and I was like, maybe I should do it on Friday after our classes, like come in and like show people what's possible. And I'll let them know about QuickBooks Simplified too while we're here. But it's thank you for coming because it's something that's like kind of came inspired to me in the last couple months. And I was like, I want to do this. I want to do it. But when do I do it? So here we are. We're doing it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Happy Friday. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. I'll be sending some emails out, sharing about like what's possible with QuickBooks Simplified over the next few days. And we'll do this again next week. So come hang out. Have an amazing day. The replay will be up. So if you like only got a part of this or whatever, it'll be the same link, but give us a little time to process. We're going to go to lunch. I will honor the mastering bank feeds for everybody now that I see that's still on the page. So, but that will be coming out on Monday. I'll send an email about that on Monday with you guys. Until next time, thanks for being here. It would have been boring without you. Toodaloo, thanks for being part of my community. I look forward to seeing you guys inside QuickBooks Simplified. You can literally get in right now and start cleaning up any of the mistakes, the things I taught you today, started showing you, but the step-by-steps are in there. And I'll see you soon. Bye.